what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a little bit of sowing. Yes, we need to start getting our seeds in. But also, I want to talk about what's going on in Ukraine, but also Brexit. Brexit! Oh my God, what a place that is. The UK. Brexit is like Russian sanctions placed upon ourselves. Yes, that's what it is. We've kind of like inhibited ourselves from prospering. You know, doing well. From industry, from business and the environment even. No. We tend to want to damage ourselves. A bit like the Russians. Yeah. Well, obviously these sanctions that have been placed on Russia is affecting the UK and the rest of Europe as well. So it's a two-way street. Russia's been, how do I say it? Russia's decided to put those sanctions onto the UK as well. We can't extract any monies out of, of Russia anymore. So, so basically Russian assets are, well, you can't go and sell your bonds and stuff like that in Russia and extract the money. It has to stay there. Good, isn't it? But also, the European Union are now saying they're going to be supplying, it's quite unlike the European Union, about £500 million worth of arms towards the crisis. Fight against the Russians. I'm sure Vladimir Putin, I think he's lost his mind. This can't, bode well for Putin, can it? Of course it can't do, can it? Not if it's democracy. Oh, I forgot, that's not what he wants, is it? That's not what he wants. He doesn't want a democracy at all, does he? No. He hangs on to what he considers the dreamy old days of the Soviet Union, and he wants to try and regain what he considers Russia, such as Ukraine. It'll be Finland next, and Poland. We'll put it past them. Anyway, I'll put some seeds in as well. Oh, hello there. Oh, compromised. Andrew Wilson, Ginger Giraffes. Yeah, that's all right. I was just winging it, really. Nico Dishmit. What else we got here? Nico Schmidt. Santos, a player. Hi there. How are you doing? Oh, thanks. Yeah, hugs from Brazil. Oh, all the way over there. Can't be bad. So yeah, it's all kicking off in Russia, but also here. The Russian propaganda campaign has met a bit of a hurdle, and that the EU, they're not, they're basically sanctioned their licences, frozen their licence. That's it, for like Russian Today and any other Russian propaganda channels. This is my dibber, my long dibber. This is, I put a bit of wood in here. That creates like a little furrow. And I can sprinkle some seeds in. And what I'm going to put in there, I'm going to start off with some radishes. I've got some radishes. Three different varieties of radish. Some sacks, which is quite a common one here. And I always rip them from the bottom of the pack, because that way you don't lose all the bit at the top. These are just ones from Aldi. These are Aldi's or Lidl's. Caroline picked them up the other day from the supermarket. So we'll talk about food. That's also an issue, isn't it? Because the UK, because of Brexit, decided to say bugger you to the European Union or the European member states regarding getting food into the UK, and then they decided to go Ukraine instead. Oh my God, I won't shoot yourself in the foot. Well, that's radish, so that's Saxa 2. It's easy to cultivate apparently. Radishes generally are. Once I've got a stick with radish already on it, I'll be surprised. Oh yeah, so yeah. rewrite it. Lettuce already. Bonk. Really dry. I'll have to make sure I put loads of water on here. I've topped the compost up. It's very, very dry. It's compost that we made ourselves. Okay, we've got some radishes in. Oh, I don't need to put more in all at once because they're really quick. But yeah, 2 weeks and we'll start having radishes, which will be nice. And so I'm going to do basically just some salad crops. I've got mash, which is in the UK we'd call that lamb's ear. And this is a form of so yeah, we're kind of like damaged ourselves in the UK, haven't we, regarding being able to access food. Whether or not we're going to see a problem with that straight away, I don't know. You know. But you know, it's like, you know, if you can't get the food, you can't get it, can you? Simple as that. You're just going to have to go hungry. That's nice, isn't it? And the wheat, so that's going to cause problems with not just bread and those sort of crops, not crops, bread's not a crop, those sort of products, but also beer. We need wheat for our beer. You know, wheat beer. So that ain't gonna be, you know, a bit miserable, isn't it? So now I haven't drank any beer for the last, at least 2 weeks now. We'll have to. I have to. Yeah, so I haven't been drinking. Actually, I've been losing weight because of that as well, which is quite good. So which one's that again? That's Batavia. Lettuce basically. Batavia. Go. Oh, so exciting! Salad crops in. I also sowed my tomatoes in here as well in this trough. This trough's about 200 mil deep. So it's quite deep. And just full of compost. And the nice thing about it is you get hardly any weeds in it. It's quite good. So Russia's going to have more problems now because one major container shipping companies decide to boycott Russia, which is pretty cool. The only thing is, the people who want no part of it, they also suffer, even in Russia. You know, it's going to be like post-war Germany. As I said yesterday, they're going to be put a barrel load of rubles to the bakery. Get a loaf of bread. Not going to be very good, is it? People are going to suffer on both sides. There's plenty of Russia that don't want this. There's plenty who are also brainwashed. Even my neighbour. Oh my god. Well, she's lovely, but she thinks all the pictures that have been online, she seems to think they're all made up, not from 2014. She doesn't think it's real. She's just, but she's anti-vax. If you say turn right, she'll go left. But you can't get in a conversation about it because it'll just you end up being, well, you'd end up falling out, wouldn't you? What do you do? Mash. That's a mash. That's what we've got to have. Put some peppers in as well, but I'll put them on a tray. Because peppers, they like a bottom heat. God, it's so dry this all. I've got a water can over there, but I don't want to do it at the moment because I make it hard to do the trough. My little furrow. My little dibber. So what I do is I sow them in here, apart from the radishes, and then I thin them out and move them on. There's plenty of depth for the roots to go into, you see. That's why it works for me anyway. Hey, Peter Dallas! Yeah, Ukraine will not forget how the UK is currently not helping their refugees tweak the edges of the system. They've still got to prove income. They've got to prove their flipping income. They've got no income. They've got no industry. They're just, Russia's just screwed them right. They've got nothing. So how can they prove an income that they haven't got? The UK know full well that you haven't got an income. It's like a get-out clause, is what it is. It's just, and you're right. People won't forget. And you got Volodymyr, is it? Or Volodymyr, is that his first? Volodymyr, I don't know if he pronounced it right, but Zelensky, the president, he's pretty much saying that, isn't he? He's just, he wants the West to, pull up their trousers. I don't know what we can do, to be honest, because obviously you start interfering in that. You are in a serious war situation in with Russia then, aren't you? So that was Batavi I just put in earlier, so I'm going to put in, Pom. It's another lettuce. So what we do is when we do our lettuces, we don't let them grow big, we keep cutting them off and just young, just young leaves, which is quite nice. Oops, a little bit, get it out. So it's a bit of a difficult one, isn't it? So yes, it'd be nice to be able to help in some ways. I don't want to get involved with war, obviously, but I don't know what. It's a difficult one. It's like a catch-22 situation, isn't it? Would Putin instigate a nuclear war? Could it get that far? Because you know what? One of the things that come from Russia at the moment is just economic. Because I think was it a German? Someone from Germany? Going to war with an economic war with Russia, and they're saying that full-blown war is often the result of an economic war, which is true. Yeah, we've not been any better in the past. If you look at what we've done in the past, like how we went to war with China over nicking opium, and we liked our tea, something like that. But no, it's all a bit crazy, isn't it? So so Russia is planning to a large-scale psychological, warfare, effectively on their own people, really. But they're going to find it difficult now to be able to do that abroad, because if you've got the obviously EU member states, they're going to have no license to be able to broadcast all that rubbish. So the only thing they can do now, really, is you got the Facebook stuff like that, but they've been blocked, haven't they? I hope they haven't. Facebook blocked Russia. Russia's got its own Facebook version, isn't it? Its own version of Facebook. I know. I tell you what, they'll do it via Aaron Banks, wouldn't they? They get Aaron Banks involved. That's it. They're best buddies. These are like little Paris onion. They're little. You can see them on there. Like a little white onion. Sort of like a bulbous onion. They're nice in salads. I actually like them stir fries myself. I find that raw onion. God, buggers my tummy up these days. I don't remember what I put in there. That's I'm getting carried away here. Forgetting the label. I need to cut some more sticks in the workshop. That one's enough to. There we go. That's pom. Apple lettuce. There. That one is an onion. There we go. Pass onion. Yeah, with the peppers and that, I have to give. Ah, there's a crackling noise. Let's get rid of that. That's probably the charger. That's already charged up anyway. Has it gone? That might be the charger. Hopefully, is that any better? Yep, the Germans already... Well, Germany had over 1 million refugees from Syria, didn't they, as well? The UK, they always say, oh, we've done the best of everybody else. We're so great. We're so perfect. It's embarrassment, really. Quite funny is... there's that group called Anonymous, and they hacked a lot of the Russian website. So multiple Russian media websites have been hacked, and they showing anti-Putin messages. And so this one from Anna Shanova and Vasco Kotovio, I'm not sure if I pronounced it right, in Moscow. Several Russian media websites appear to have been hacked, and at least 3 are currently displaying anti-war messages. Now, dear citizens, we urge you to stop this madness. Don't send your sons and husbands for their certain death. Ooh. Putin makes us lie and puts us in danger. A message written in Russian on the Forbes Russia, Fontanka, Takidella websites and seen by CNN. Oh, I don't know what happened there. We've been blocked from collecting gas and oil. Why do we need this? To put Putin in textbooks? That's a question. This is not our war. Let's stop him. That's what the message reads. And it's signed by Anonymous, the hacking collective, and by a group who say they are journalists who care. Now, it would be quite nice if we could just hack Putin, wouldn't it? That'd be quite interesting. Get in the Kremlin and hack the Kremlin. But obviously, what we're saying here is Russia's invasion of Ukraine is going to have serious knock-on effects for Europe's farmers, including the UK, because a lot of the fertiliser comes from Ukraine. And without that, how do we? We use fertilisers, and we just use nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus mixed, like NPK, nitrogen, potassium, NPK mix. To make things grow. There are green fertilisers you can use, like comfrey and stuff like that. Even stinging nettles, you can put that in a bucket of water. It stinks like hell, but it makes a good fertiliser, high nitrogen. But it's the UK is very dependent on its fertilisers and other grains and feeds for the. Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on there. The internet keeps going out for some reason. Doesn't normally do that. So yeah, we do rely heavily on fertilisers and grains and various feeds and that for our cattle in the UK and also the rest of Europe. So it's a bit of a problem, isn't it? It's kind of like we're sanctioned ourselves, really. But what else do you do? I don't know. The shipping industry, Mask. They've decided they're not going to be moving containers in and out of Russia now. So that's not very helpful for them either, is it? Which is a good thing in the current circumstances. I've got a plant. I quite like sowing in this because it's quite deep and watering is not so much of a problem because it holds more water and more moisture. So so the Russian Prime Minister Mikhail Mishustin, he says that capital control measures, or is announced capital control measures, to stop an exodus of foreign businesses from the country and taking their money with them. Yeah, that's going to be... Well, the Russian stock exchange is closed at the minute, aren't they? They're not trading, probably for a similar reason. These are just money, mate. They're quite common. Well, they're okay. My favourite is Crimean Ore. It's a black tomato. And they're lovely. They're really thick, really juicy tomatoes. A bit like Marmande or like super steaks. But yeah, these are okay for just salad tomato. Even though I still use the black ones. Crimean Ore. That's money maker. Yeah. Our garlic has come. I got a random garlic. That's what that is. It's a random garlic. Obviously, one I didn't manage to harvest last year. So yeah. So if you have got a bit of land, it might be a good idea to sow a few crops yourself. Really. You know, even just salad crops. Everything will help. Anything you think that might be coming from abroad, if you're in the UK, especially, you know, it might be worthwhile sticking a few seeds in the ground or doing a bit of vertical gardening. Yeah, talking about vertical gardening, that's a bit of an issue because that's greenhouse gardening, not like this, but yeah, big old greenhouse gardening with all the vertical plantings, hydroponics, you know, where they use the lights and stuff. Well, that's all very well, but the price of electricity's gone up. So these things have to be heated and light, and and lit. So that's not going to help, getting food on the shelves when you've got all these obstacles in the way, whether it be Brexit or whether it be this war. But what is the answer with them Putin? That's a question for you. What can we do about Vladimir Putin? We feel that risk in the sense that we can't put boots on the ground, obviously, because you can imagine what would happen then. He's already threatened nuclear war, isn't he? Or used words to that effect. So it's a bit mad, isn't it? And then we've got businesses that are just really suffering at the minute. They've been in duties, about 4 billion in customs duties in the last year for British business because of Brexit. 4.5 billion. That's not money. That's getting really annoying. That is. It's just keeping on and off all the while. That internet. What happened there? Like 4 people. 30 a minute ago. But we're back. I'm sorry about that. I've actually got that thing dangling there is a repeater. So it's not as I'm not close enough. So there's something going on with the internet. And I don't know about you. Since this war, with our actual internet has been going on. Maybe it's just swamped. It's been off and on, constantly. Not usually like that at all. So I do apologise if you just got cut off, because I just did. We can imagine how busy it is at the moment. The amount of bandwidth that's being used, because obviously everyone wants to know what's going on. Fair enough, isn't it? Radish. Raddy. What do I want to say? Oh. Yeah, so I visit back to the UK to see what's going on and to see the family. I'm quite lucky my son's lending me his car, so that's very kind of him. And I would like to interview some local Brexiters. That would be quite hilarious. Shame Ukraine has nothing to shoot at it. Those tank will get where they are going and Kiev will burn. Oh no, they're so close now, aren't they? M. Carpenter. Oh yeah, that's Chris. That's for some reason my internet keeps just jumping off for some reason. I'll put a really long extension lead from one end of the building to the other. It's about 25 metres extension lead to try so I can get the router here, because it goes through the sockets. But the workshops electrics are totally separate because we use a lot of solar, you see. The only place the Russians have some success is in the south. But since yesterday, the RAF flies in Manpad and Madpat to Constanta, and the team was in Chisinau to negotiate. Yeah, but they haven't made any headway with that, have they, it seems? They're not going to anyway. That's not tanks, it's the logistics tail of the 610 battalions. Mostly the same T-72 and IFV mixed in. And Sparkflies goes on to say It's a response to M. Carpenter. That's what you get when a war is run by politicians and not the military. A total mess. If you plan to stream from there regularly, it might pay off to install a network cable. Yeah. There's one in my workshop. It's got an RJ45 going into the workshop, but it doesn't wear. So I need to extend it or put another cable in. The TP Link thing's usually quite good. I've used it before without any problems, but it might be because it's quite a long way. So the signal's probably weak. I don't know if the picture quality is okay. And the traffic jam is worse than the A20. Now, don't give me that, Spartafly. It can't be. There's no traffic jam worse than the A20, is there? Definitely not. You fib. So they got, what's it? Vladimir Zelensky. He signed his application. It's more symbolic than anything else, isn't it, to join the EU? Because they're not going to... they didn't accept him in Ukraine into the fold before, did he? Because there's that risk of war looming anyway. That's against policy. But at least they changed policy, haven't they? So regarding sending arms to countries. Anything's possible, I suppose. But people have got to obviously agree on it. So, and the European Union is not very happy with the UK because they don't feel that the Czechs and Northern Ireland are, they don't think it's been done at all. Especially SBS Czechs. So yeah, they say this. In short, the system is not fit for purpose and does not comply with EU rules and cannot provide sufficient assurances that only compliant animals and goods are permitted to enter the EU areas through the designated border control post in Northern Ireland, according to a report. Well, they're just letting them slip them through, aren't they? That's what I can make out of it. So it could just cover the whole trade deal, couldn't it? The Trade and Cooperation Agreement. Oh, we're going to do some peppers, but not here. I'm going to take you over there. We'll do some peppers and pots. But tell you what, I was just wondering if they're still there. No, they're gone. Can't hear them though. There's Willow here. That was a mass of bees earlier in little catkins. Mass of them. Just like loads and loads of bees. Buzz, 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 buzz. Humming away they were. Doing what they do. Go, put you back down there. Dogs are going mad. And you've got the scientists in the UK, they're doing a nut and they're deciding to bugger off to the EU. Obviously, it's got a lot to do with that horizon. So about 90 odd billion. That's about was it 9 billion or so the UK share would have been? Something like that. It's a lot of money. So there's going to be a huge brain drain from the UK. So all the people worth keeping are all going to be gone. So that ain't great, is it? Spartafly, you should watch the interview of Bill. Spartafly speaking to me, obviously. You should watch the interview of Bill Browder with CNN from today. He makes clear how the UK has shielded Russian money and talked to Parliament today how to effectively go versus oligarchs. Oh, you mean Gove? How to effectively go? Sorry, I don't understand. Give me some good news. Oh, good news! I haven't been hit by a vacuum bomb. No, because those things are scary. There ain't much good news, is there? I can't think of any good news. Anyone got any good news? Anything positive for a change? That'd be lovely. Everything's going to pot. Wish we had some good news. Can't think of any good news. Good news. Okay. Lots of very clever people are coming to the EU, and they'll obviously be paid a lot more money, and they're going to be very, very helpful for science. Yeah, but not for the UK. Good news for who? Good for the EU member states, or good news for the UK? Because I can't see any at the moment. There's just so much negative stuff going on, isn't there? Those been vacuum bombs, they're scary. I'm not sure how they work, to be honest. They remove the oxygen or something, so they actually make a more devastating blast. Do you know what? We're crazy creatures, aren't we? The things that we build and use science for make people's lives, unbearable. It's madness. Instead of putting it to good use, to save lives, I know we try and do that as well. But crikey, the idea that we go about and do some rather amazing stuff, but we do it so we can destroy people. What the hell point was that? That makes just no sense whatsoever. We're just mad. I think we are mad, aren't we? I think the human race has just lost the plot. Pots, silly pots. And I've usually got trays. Just put the pots in. So yeah, it's all a bit sad. I'm still trying to think of some good news. Anyone got any good news? Some positive news. God. Due to the slow shock wave, it ruptures. Oh God! Is a bit of spark fly in it? Yeah, spark fly. You're telling me the other day how I'm going to boil myself from the inside out by a nuclear blast. That was rather awful. So now we're going to get a shock wave and then blast our insides out. There we go. So it's a shock wave. It ruptures the organs, and modern military explosives have a very small shock wave. The longer one will damage the body tissue, the more. Oh crikey! Basically, you drown. It's like having pneumonia, I suppose. Lovely. We are mad. Looks like we all live in harmony. That'd be bliss. That'd be bliss, it would. Some peace. So I'm not knocking the microphone there. I'm trying to put this somewhere a bit better. It's easy said and done. Is that better? I don't know. I'll come down here. So yeah. A Sparkfly says, I know, I have strange hobbies. What do you make bombs? Monocroft cocktails. Crikey, those things look scary and all. They're just a bottle full of polystyrene. They've got hold of making magnesium powder and all that sort of stuff as well, haven't they? It's crazy. Jean Bolos, some good news. Airbnb is going to provide 100,000 accommodations for Ukrainian refugees. That's very good news, Tony. Oh, Chris says about last year's garlic. Mostly garlic. I gave up science because of it. Mello says I gave up science because I learned it can kill people. Is that a lonely onion? No, it's a lonely garlic. I know, I get where you come from there. It's a random garlic. Got some random garlics over here as well that I've started to shoot. If you've got garlic and it's doing that. Yeah, same with an onion. Stick it in the ground, it'll grow. Plain and simple. There's another one. Stick it in the ground, it'll grow. I put my garlic in actually, so I might chuck him in as well. Beans are shooted. So it's a bit, yeah, it's, you are right, Mellow. We just, yeah. But the thing is, science is, it also does some marvellous stuff as well. If it weren't for the science, we wouldn't have, I don't know, vaccine, for instance. Oh, hang on, wait. Magnesium is only good to initiate thermite, he, and have fun with H2O. Yeah, have fun with the water. Lovely. Any more good news? Any more good news? Ginger Giraffe says, ask me later, and I'll give you some good news when I find out what my bonus and raise will be. As long as you don't sack you. Today at the European... Positive. Today at the European Parliament. Yeah, they're allowing, if that's what you're talking about, the £500 million for arms force, to help fight the fight against the Russians. So hopefully that'll make a difference. But we'll see if that's what you're on about. I made this compost. It's actually sawdust. It's rotten sawdust. We put it in a builder's bag, and now look at it. That's compost now. So the plant from the dust collection system in my workshop, we then put it into builder's bags and we turn it and get the oxygen in. And I add nitrogen into it, like Garotta. If you heard of Garotta, if you're a gardener at all, it's and then it helps rot it faster. Speeds it up. As long as you get oxygen, it generally it'll rot down, and it ends up lovely compost. Because a lot of compost you seem to buy these days end up being really woody. It's a lump. I've had half a tree in it. Well, not literally half a tree because you'll fit it in the bag, but quite frustrating. And we'll do some peppers. This will go on a heated tray. These will. Let's put the peppers in there. Peppers and chilies, they all like bottom heat. Two more. Not worrying about colour coding. I'll put 2 seeds in each. Pepper seeds, that is. Some bell peppers. I used to get my seeds from the UK, from a place called Premier Seeds in the UK. Probably a place. It was all registered with DEFRA and what have you, but they don't deliver here anymore. I don't even know if they exist anymore actually, because they weren't online last time. Well, they weren't delivering here anyway. That I do know. I wonder why that is. Anybody know? Do you think it might be something to do with SPS? Because we're talking about seeds, things with germing. They're not allowed to be transported. It's not just products of animal origin. It's seeds in general. And like for instance, the potato seeds. Like I was doing a video yesterday, and live video yesterday. We plant potatoes in the greenhouse, and somebody said that there's a shortage of seed potatoes, which there is. A potato famine. Get blight or something. So that's a bit of an issue. There's so many things that we've done to ourselves that just, especially in the UK, that's just caused so many problems. I know you get the denial, don't you? Especially in the UK side, regarding the government. They don't want to admit, for obvious reasons. It's like Putin. He doesn't want to admit that his war isn't going how he intended, because it's not good for public support. Well, as far as families are concerned, they think, oh, more likely my son's going to die, or these days, not necessarily a son. But men and women are are fighting against the Russian tyranny. But they're not going to win. It's whether or not an insurgents can win. But not without Western help. It's just no way. There's just too many, and they got Belarus, haven't you? He's now joining. Force. What a mistake that is! What an idiot! Oh, I can bend that. Look and Shelly go. They've been deciding to go with Putin to invade Russia. To invade Ukraine, sorry. Invade Russia. That'll be worm turned. Well, that would be pretty. That's a pretty mad thing. Because what's going to happen is that Belarus is going to be hit with massive sanctions as well. They've already been sanctioned in some areas, but it's going to be even more intense. How stupid can you get? Why would you? Really? Just get a stick. I need a stick. Is that a stick? I've got a stick. That's not. That'll do. Got a stick. I'll just put bell pepper. Let's lay it on top there. And have I got what is it? Keep the moisture in there, all a bit. That'll do. Put it on one side. I'll put it on the heated tray. Plug it in. You haven't got to move it as well. I made a heated tray. I bought a wire and made a wooden. Actually, camera's actually sitting on top of it at the moment, so you can't see it. But oh, chat. Oh no! Well, it's just jumped. I guess some Ukrainian refugees are going to get some nice digs then. Oh. Oh, what from because we do that here at Airbnb, but we took it off during COVID. Our front room, one of our front bedrooms, so we'd was doing Airbnb, which that was all right. You get some really lovely people, but you get some you do get some twits. You really do. Some people, when we had on Airbnb, in the day they're in our home, and they just help themselves to stuff out your fridge. What? We're only renting a room. We're not renting our entire house. I think what it is, you give people an inch, they take a yard. On the whole. There you go. Oh, there'll be another one. There's another one. All this stuff's so light, as in sort of like well rotted. Light. It's good enough to eat. It is. But we do usually, tomato wise, last year we did about 150 tomato plants in the greenhouses, and a whole load of peppers. We had a lot anyway. And what we do with the peppers, we chop them all up and we put them straight in the freezer. We don't blanch them or anything. We put them straight in the freezer. The same with chilies. We freeze them as well. Just chop them up, ready to go, and freeze them because they don't have a lot of water in them. You don't have to defrost them. You can pretty much use them straight as is. Not the peppers so much, but you can with the chilies. And it works really well. That's what we found anyway. We might be wrong. Why did you get 3 packs of peppers for? Yeah, I'm saying that sometimes they fail to germinate and they just rot. So it's quite handy having a few extra ones. And then 2, what's that? 15. So that's 30 pepper plants there for the 2 trays that I've done so far. But we will do more. With the chilies that we dry them and that as well, we've got a dehydrator. So I do want to make. I want to make a solar dryer. You know, the price of electricity and all that sort of stuff. When you have these things running for long periods of time, they become quite expensive to run. You know, I've got quite a large electric dryer. That's like a kilowatt. You've got that running for like 10 hours. That's 10 kilowatt hours you've been used every time you want to dry through tomatoes or whatever you want to dry. Peppers not too bad and chilies, they dry really quickly. But you can actually, if it's long as it's nice dry weather, you can just hang the chilies up. You just thread a wire through them, and they, you know, you don't need to actually put them in the dryer that way. That works quite well. But with the tomatoes, doing sun-dried tomatoes, they take quite a while to get all the moisture out. So what we decided to do, or we started doing the last 2 years doing it this way, we semi-dry them, we sort of just dry them to the point of being sort of pliable, you know, so they're sort of still a bit bendy, and then we put them in the freezer. So you reduce their volume by a hell of a lot, but they don't rot on you, and they don't not using masses and masses of electric. We don't do tomatoes in oil. We used to. And we don't do peppers in oil either. We used to. We had a few disasters with that in the sense that they kind of they started getting going off. It ain't pleasant. That wasn't very helpful. One more seed. Come on. Caroline's gone to walk the dogs around. As you do. Oh, so peppers as well. Another pot. Oh, look at my hands. Do my hands. So I do feel that more and more people will start growing stuff at fair that when they realise that it's going to get harder and harder to get older foodstuffs, it might make sense to start growing some yourselves, really. But also, obviously you've got the problem in the UK regarding getting foodstuffs into the UK. But also we don't grow enough in the UK, or we're not growing crops that we need. And it's like, the thing that got me is, like when I was working in a place called Bacton Gasworks, the mentality that we seem to have in the UK is what we do is we grow something, and then we send it abroad, then we buy it back again. Now, tell me if that isn't a bit mad. Because when I was working at Bacton Gasworks, we were pumping gas across the channel to Belgium, and then buying it back again, pushing up the price of the burn gas. That was the business model. You know, it doesn't mean, it doesn't exactly keep the price low, does it? If you're actually artificially pumping it up, just by pumping it over, you then got the exchange rate thing going on, and then you pump it back again, and then all of a sudden somebody along the line has made a huge amount of money. But I tell you who hasn't made a load of money is the person who's got to buy it. So the price has been hiked up, No one talks about this stuff. You don't see that in the press, do you? How they're manipulating the gas price. That's what I do. Push it down with. It's just ludicrous. I was watching it. You can see it on the when it's a place called what's it, Connector? I think it's called Connector. Interconnector. That's it. That's where I was working. I was doing maintenance work there. When you go in the place, they've got all the living cameras and stuff, and like mirrors and bogs around the vehicle. To go through into a compound, then check your vehicle, like the transit van, you see, and a sort of a semi stealth converted camper, because I used to travel around a lot doing my work, and anyway, we drive in, they go into this compound, and they come out with things on sticks looking underneath your vehicle and what have you. The dogs and go around your vehicle as well. They do the old strip search, put rubber gloves up, and no, not really. And anyway, they'd tie security, obviously, because gas works, I suppose. And there I was in there as well. I was making my dinner inside my van with the smoke coming out of the chimney. The gas works. I don't think they noticed anyway. I didn't get told off, so I don't think they did. But there's security everywhere, open these as well. They have to go onto the heated. Let's say they will need to go onto a heated tray. If they don't go on the heated tray, they'll just they'll just rot in the trays. In the soil they rot, the seeds. Yeah, so they are. They're pumping the gas over. So to Belgium and pumping it back again to the UK. Just about turn. Just to push the price up by exchange. If that's happening there, what? Hello, do it. Let's do it. Hope you're well. I was talking about how we've been pumping gas over to Belgium, and then pump it back again, just to get the buy it back basically the exchange rate. I don't know if it still goes on. This would have been about 2000. I bet it is, if not worse. Would have been 2006, 2008. That would have been. Yeah, about 2008. I was down there doing that. So yeah, that's a cost pain. Whenever you get those sort of contracts, you have to do all these method statements, risk assessments. It's just masses of papers. A lot of it's just tick boxing, really. So how are we supposed to maintain like gas electric prices if we're doing stuff like that? Yeah, it's just madness. I'm not saying Putin is a saint. I'm saying we have to work with what's in front of us. The West has treated Russia badly since the end. Sorry, I can't say it. Since the end of the USSR. I think we've been very. I don't think we've treated Russia bad. I think we've been nervous of Russia. Don't forget, Russia. Yes, he did invade Georgia, was it in 2008? Then Crimea in 2014. It doesn't exactly instill a lot of confidence, does it? In the regime. Definitely not in Putin. Oh, got a few cucumbers. I think it might be too early to do cucumbers, yeah. Then you'll be done in May. Courgettes. Oh, I could do with courgettes now. That'd be a good one to get done. I love my courgettes. Courgettes are expensive at the moment in France. Haricots not yet. No, that'll be May. I do know. Peppers are now. Yeah, it's yes, cucumber no. Courgettes, yes. Got to have with courgettes. Zucchini, something like that. Sparkflies in response to M. Carpenter. I just agree. We tried to cooperate with Russia and what was that? Reboot? Not reboot. I watched that going Luby, sorry. Where was I? Live chat. The last time Gary Garner's steak and ribs. Last time I watched RT, yeah, they put sanctions on them now, haven't they? Not sanctions, they've revoked their licence 2 to 3 years ago. Yeah, I did, there was some shows on there I did actually watch a long while ago, mind. But whether or not it was, I don't know. Was it Russia? Would it be? No, it wouldn't have been propaganda. I'm not that gullible. I hope not. Anyway, we tried to cooperate with Russia and let ever-growing aggression slip. This is called appeasement, and it's ending now. Hopefully, yeah. I think you're right there, Spark. I think we have been appeasing them. It worries the hell out of me, obviously, and I think most people. A 3% pay rise. Well done. We've got some good news. That's all. Put our hands up together for Genius Draft and a 3% pay increase. Is that above inflation or not? Sorry. Oh. What's inflation in the UK? I know it's about 5. Well, it's probably more, but they say it's about 5.5% in the UK inflation, don't they, at the moment? It's probably, like I say, it's probably more. But America or the US is higher, isn't it? Wasn't that about 7 or 8% or something in the US inflation? Yeah, no, you're right, Gary Gardner, steak on ribs. Sanctions only hurt the ordinary people of Russia. That kind of, yeah, doesn't hurt the Kremlin, Putin. Well, it does, because he gets paid. He's only there really because he gets public support. He still has support, And the more pressure he gets from the outside, and also his oligarchs, the more likely he'll be out. You know, it's unless he goes martial law. Yeah, but he's loaded, isn't he? They reckon he's probably the richest man in the world. It doesn't hurt him, does it? And the people in Russia, they can't even get money out of the big banks. The cash points are all emptying. So they can't, I don't know. It's a hard one, isn't it? If they support this war, well then stuff them. But if they don't, well then obviously it's well, it's not very good, is it? Star Wars, go Heather! How you doing? Update: Star Wars Hotel open today. Oh, cool. 2 nights stay costs $2,400 per person. What? Really? That's nuts. Crikey, that's, It's always the wealthy, innit, that get to do all the good stuff. All the fun stuff. Not us old paupers. Yeah, we're going to put these courgettes in, aren't I? I need more pots as well. Pots. Need pots. Where are all the pots? Problem with them pots these days, they always like deteriorate and they go a bit brittle and they fall to pieces. It'd be helpful. No. But I had some pots here. Grab these pots. These they're big enough courgettes, they'll be big enough. Oh, the light is going down. What's the sunset like? I'm going to show you the sunset. Well, sort of a sunset. It's not a proper sunset yet. Yeah, sun's going down. So that greenhouse there needs new cover and some woodworking done. It's been there for a while now, but and that one over there got attacked by the wind and destroyed it. It's one of them cheapy things, crap. Fair dues, actually. This one's actually a cheapy one. This was like £100, but I did have to put a new cover on it over the top of it because I don't even say this. In the frost, all the middles of that it's just like netting now. But think of it. They came out as all squares and fell on the floor in the frost. It's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. So the things we want to do around here is we're started. These are our sort of raised beds done out of builders' sacks because we had them. We're now in the process of topping them up from the compost heap is on the other side of that greenhouse over there. It's a massive pile of compost which now needs to go into these bins, and we'll start some more in the corner there as well. The garlic, I don't know if you see the rows over there, the garlic is already coming up. Yay! The asparagus is in the bed. I hope the internet don't go off. The asparagus is in the bed over there. That's got asparagus in it, so we'll need to mulch that up as well. So we're just trying to get tied up, because last year and this, and beginning of this year actually, I hadn't done anything in the garden hardly at all, because I was doing this channel. I'm just so busy with this, I just wasn't doing anything. And now we've got a massive mess. The place is a mess. And you can see that the state of the roof on that, it's just, everything has had it. So yeah, whereas I would have been, if you wonder what the arch is, that's actually, I've welded up 2 halves of a wind destroyed trampoline, and that's where we put all our wires across for our beans, for our haricots. Works really well actually. So back to this greenhouse over here, and we're going to put some more, more courgettes in. Well, more courgettes, we'll put some courgettes in. It's always a plan. So yeah. So yeah, they have, according to this here, they've actually they suspended the licenses for Russia's state-backed RT and Sputnik television channels. That's interesting. So yeah, that's going to curb his, propaganda heading to the west. Obviously not within his own country. There's a petition on change.org about Stop the War, and it's got 1 million signatures already. But I don't think they can do a lot about that. And smart farming. That's like where they do it in greenhouses or hydroponics and all that sort of stuff. And but they're kind of they're having problems obviously with electric and stuff. That sort of thing, power. It requires power. Hydroponics, it uses a lot of electric. All the UV lights and stuff. Vertical growing and all that. I've done a bit of vertical growing here, using bits of pipe and stuff like that. It does work. Irrigation can be a problem, but also it gets very hot here. So if you haven't got much volume of soil, the roots get too hot. So it's just killing everything. It's not very helpful. All this compost is such nice stuff. Such good compost. I want to dive into my compost. Go skinny dipping in the compost. No? Okay, I won't do that. Get mud in the eye. I do wonder if I get. I've said some quite things on my channel that could be perceived as being traitorous. I wonder if I'll get stopped at the border and locked up, rectally probed. Ooh. Right. Oh, lovely stuff. It's get in there. Ooh. Is Bellamy still about? David Bellamy? I think he is, isn't he? What's the dog? That's a dog behind me. Courgette or zucchini. This is a hybrid one. Oh my god. It's it's genetically modified. NATO are evil. Why is NATO evil? Gary, how's NATO evil? Because I've heard that before, and I just wrap my brains to understand why it's perceived as such. It's not like, expansionism and stuff like that. Because it's kind of what my neighbour, who's gone a bit loopy, I hope she's not watching. Probably not. It's French. That's what she thinks. She thinks pretty much exactly the same thing. And she thinks all the stuff coming out of the press is all manufactured. And it's all old, and it's not even... Oh, that was handy. You don't get many seeds, do you? You get 2 grams, whatever that is. Obviously in weight. So, it's about 10 seeds. They're quite big seeds, mind. So, be careful with the courgettes because you mustn't overwater them because any of the squash type family quite easy rot, especially this time of year. We've only got to get a load of too much humidity, and it could just they just struggle to do anything. I don't know, regarding NATO, I don't know. NATO isn't just one thing, is it? That's like saying that all the members of NATO is evil. And didn't NATO come about because of Russia in the first place? Because of the Russian threat? Oh. Okay. Alright, Lee. I get you. Lee, sorry, Gary, but Lee Corn believes that you've been watching too much David Icke. Ex-footballer politics. Oh dear God, that man he's a loon. And besides, the Queen is a lizard. Okay. Sounds like it's raining. No? Is the sound gone funny? The battery's alright. I'm not using the radio mic, so I've just got this fluffy thing plugged in. Though you can't see it. I've got my fluffy mic plugged in. David Icke's the biggest shill going. Yes. No, it's not. David. Dave. It's not raining. Is the sound okay? Just in case, because it's not raining. Unless it was me walking over this plastic. I got plastic on the floor. You see, keep the weeds down. Yeah, Russia conveniently forgets the agreement. Well, they conveniently forget all agreements, like Minsk 1 and 2. We are all NATO. And Putin. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? That's what I was thinking. It's like the EU, really, isn't it? But for defence. Oh, God, the one thing that Farage absolutely hates, or tried to use that as his propaganda campaign. Yeah, the EU army. Oh, yeah, the EU army. And we're more likely to get an EU army now, aren't we? Or at the very least, a stronger NATO. Because what's going to happen is we're all going to be upping our percentage, at least getting to the 2%. Germany's already said they're going to do that they're going to invest in their military. You know, whereas before they've always sort of, obviously because of Germany and what have you, always been, the Nazis. They've sort of shied away from too much military. Anyway, who we got here anyway? Let's see who we've got here. So we've got Buxton. Hello, Buxton. David Icke is a giant alien lizard. No, the Queen is a lizard. And that's why she hasn't shown her face recently, because she's shedding her skin. Maybe. Or she's lost a tail. And she's growing a new one. Chris Fisher says, Glasgow Kiss, you're needing more time off, my friend. Have words with the boss. Hey, you're right, Glasgow? Where's Glasgow? Look, Glasgow's here, is he? Time you've been living there, I think I had more crops than you free airborne. Sorry. The time you've been living there, I think I had more crops than you free airborne. You doing the... Okay. So soilless. You're talking about soilless planting. Mellow. So, but David, I guess a giant lizard, giant alien lizard. Estewitz says, I'm feeling old today. Some of the people who have spouted BS over past weren't even born, so have no idea what it was like. No, that's a good point, actually. It's like my dad used to go on and on and on about the war. And he wasn't in the war. He put, I mentioned the other day, he covered himself in brassos to get away, to get out of conscription. Right, there's rash. Yeah, my grandfather, he's Glasgow says, what's all this streaming whilst I'm at work? Sorry, buddy. I have got your pencil. I didn't realise, Glasgow, that was Geraldine sent it on your behalf. I found a little message. You get like a little note in the package, and that was I fell out and it was on my floor. I was too excited to open my packet. I didn't see it. So Gerald, I see. I understand why. It makes sense, because I don't know if you heard. There's problems with sending stuff to EU member states from the UK. The CN22 and the CN23 forms. Import taxes and rules of origin and all that. You can get. We got caught out. But my son sent us a print at Christmas, and because it was sent from a company. He ordered from the company and sent directly to us. We had to pay for taxes on it, duty and stuff. We had to pay it directly to the post lady in cash. It's not that she was scamming us. She might have been scamming us. Our post lady might have been scamming us. I need a word with her about this. M. Carpenter, ideal only enable Putin and then the Baltics come. Yeah, I know, that's really scary. So the Baltics, there's Poland in the Baltics, because it'd be Finland and all that lot, wouldn't it? It'll be right. God, my geography's terrible. I learned everything I know about geography from Liz Truss. I did geography at school as well. That was the most boring subject. I should have done history. I chose geography. Oh my God! When we're doing geography in the first, when you get your tasty year. I know I'm gonna do geography. I've enjoyed that. And when it was all about industry and about crikey, and it was really boring. Really, really boring. It's like they hit you all the fun stuff to start with, just to get you interested, and so you choose a subject by sure for history. Career library? Hey, here, Dallas. That's not going to happen. To do that, Germany will have a referendum, and they will be looked at 75% win because they have to change the constitution. I'm missing something out. I'm missing. Gary, we all have different opinions, mate. You know, we're not all going to be. We're not all going to agree on everything, are we? It's just not going to happen, is it? So, and the Queen is a lizard. A deal would only enable Putin, and then the Baltics come next. We're risking nuclear war right now. I know. And there is significant risk. The question is, will Russian generals allow it? That's a very, very valid point. And would they take him out from the inside? Then, on the size of that table, you'd need a long range, wouldn't you? Long range pistols or something. It's gonna be hard to give him Ryson. Like in that film, I told it the other day. I think it was Negotiator. The Negotiator. That's a comedy film. Who was in it? Rogen. Seth Rogen's in it. Seth Rogen. That's it. Is it Seth Rogen? Seth Rogen. Oh, I don't know. Can't think straight at the moment. It's just too much rattling around in my head, and it's all jumbled together. The Queen was the leader of says Lost in France. Are you talking about that weird alien program? That was that series called V. I loved that. That was quite young then. V. Is that what you're on about? Lost in France? France? When the aliens invaded. Heather Hanks, you need Disney Plus for the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. I forgot about that one. What has the latest series of Mandalorian finished yet? Because that be worthwhile me getting my Disney Plus again. Because I stopped it, you see. I mentioned this before. What I do is I wait until there's lots of them so I can binge watch them, and that way I'm not like paying as much. I can wait. Let's wait until the series is done, then I can binge it a lot. While I should be working. I spend a lot. I don't even know, but I do spend a lot of time on the computer. And what I've started doing is I've on my website, which is allshorts.eu. Yes, I can have an EU because I live in the EU. Yeah, as a domain extension. All my scripts that I use for my videos. One of the problems is for me. See, when I do my script and I put it into the description, they're written as though they are my script, so they're not particularly great English. And it's written how I speak it, if you know what I mean. And, yeah, because I have a certain weird style, as you probably noticed. And so I'm putting them on the website because I don't have room on the description of the videos, but also that might help the channel a little bit because it's hit quite hard. I'll say it again, because the channel's been hit quite hard because obviously the war, but I feel like a lot of other people's channels have been as well. So I've started last night putting them on with links to the videos and putting the videos embedded in the into the blogs. So hopefully I can get more evergreen views that way via Google as well. That's the idea anyway. It might work. If not, I don't want to do that. Leak on the book of bother. Fetish. About a fetish. That would be a good fetish, wouldn't it? Just like that, crikey. Just finished only 7 episodes, but includes Mandalorian and Luke Skywalker. Ooh, interesting. See, the thing, I don't actually read anything. Because since I've been doing this, I'm reading all the time. As you can probably imagine, my eyes go cross-eyed, my dry eye syndrome because I'm constantly looking at screens. So I don't actually read books anymore. So that's one of the reasons I mentioned earlier on my other channel that I'm going to do a series of readings from a James Felton book about 52 plus 1 times. Britain was a bell end. So I'm going to do that. I think about doing is just getting a random chair in the middle of over in the field somewhere or in some place in France with a nice background and do one a day and have them uploaded one a day. Just reading because they all end up being about 4 to 5 minute long videos as I speak, and obviously plus the fluff at the end. So it might be quite interesting and a bit of fun anyway. So I'm gonna probably start that tomorrow. Yeah. James Felton, he's quite funny. He is. He does a lot of he's does a lot of editorials and stuff for and opinion pieces for the Guardian. So it's that's quite fun. So I'm gonna add that into the video. So I need to I need some evergreen material on the channel because it's got nothing there on the channel really to hold it, keep it safe. Because the problem is you can quite easily go into a spiraling pit otherwise, and you just disappear into the abyss of the YouTube shelf. Saw an interesting theory that China might go for Outer Mongolia if Russia stumbles. Really? Crikey. Oh. Well, they took back Hong Kong. We're considering that, I suppose, that Britain took Hong Kong in the first place, and that so. The thing is, it seems to me that the countries that have democracy, they want to hold on to it. Like Ukraine, they get their democracy and they want to keep it. Hong Kong, they want to keep it. And the UK walks away, and then all of a sudden, that's it. They filmed a lot of outdoor scenes with an episode of the upcoming Star Wars. Ooh. I do love Star Wars. I know I've said this before, but the thing about Star Wars, the first film, obviously, like New Hope, and it was quite magical at the time, and it made me feel it was a good feeling. When I think back to those times, good positive memories, and it's kind of really, I just like it. It's just nice, when things seem to fall into place and everything just seems to be normal. Unlike now, because it certainly isn't. No, it's madness. A lot of Star Wars are filmed in the UK. Well, especially the original ones, and the I forgot the name of it now. The special effects company in the UK who did all the Millennium Falcon scenes and stuff like that. Melo says the ruble is worth nothing now, and it gone 0.0 something to the euro or something. That's gone crazy low. It's a bit like the trade deal with New Zealand. What is going on with this government? They're going to be signing this new trade deal very, very soon with New Zealand. I think by the end of the week or something stupid. And it's worth about 0.02%. Some places saying 1% again, like such as the Aussie one, and yet again 15 years. Why? They just do not want British farmers to succeed. That is it. That is the end of British farming. Farmers in the UK, they're done for. Absolutely done for. There's no hope in hell can they compete with those mega farms. It just isn't. And also, it looks like we're going to be getting the ban on hormone injected meat and what have you lifted. Which means we'd be doing no trade at all with the EU. We were still exporting meat to the EU. We wouldn't even be able to send it over there to get it packed because we've got no vets. It's just a mess. How could we do this to ourselves? How the hell did we get into this position? Oh, I forgot Nigel Farage. Shit, that explains it all. He's a traitor. That's what he is. Completely that traitor. So yeah, it's all a bit crazy, isn't it? Lost in France. China seems to be it's obviously regarding Mongolia. Seems to be way too occupied with the effect of the Evergrande crisis right now. No way they're gonna risk. And I tell you what, you might have a very valid point there because these sanctions. One thing with Russia, and it's bugged their economy up. Like Russia's buggered up, but Ukraine's buggered. It's pretty much economically it's going to be ground zero. Half these industries, you're not going to have the people to, their farming industries, for instance, you're not going to have, after this, isn't when you want a farmer. Who's going to run the farms? When you consider that their agricultural exports are massive from Ukraine. It's one of their main industries. Obviously oil and stuff like that. But yeah, it's crazy. So it's a bit of a. I forgot what I was talking about now. Yeah. So my point being is that China. Why would they risk sanctions to that degree? Or would they think that maybe China wouldn't do it because they know that the West is very dependent on China? It's not as though we don't buy a lot from China, is it? Now I've just changed a piece of what I've mentioned. I think I mentioned the other day actually. I'd had a bit of software that I used for this channel that I was using called Souffler, and it's been playing up a bit since the war, which it has to connect. You have to be connected to the internet, and ever since it's just it won't save the files, so that tells me it's not connected to the server properly, and so I changed it. So yeah, so it's all these industries, little industries like that, businesses that just can't operate, and that'll be the ordinary people. It won't be obviously the likes of the Kremlin. You know, and you got like that. It's not going to be just like the major, like the tankers and that tanker. Oh, where was it? One of the islands, probably up north, in the North Sea. He basically said, no, we're not any Russian tankers fill up with our oil. And there was a protest by Ukraine who lives on the island. I can't remember what island it is. I've lost my mind. Maybe someone else knows. Spotify says, Mellow, you have to compare it to a year ago. That's 30% loss. Whoa. Yeah, that's a massive loss. Yeah, you can't do it like last week or the week before or whatever, because it just doesn't work like that. Because the economy's doing this all the time. And the exchange rate's doing it all the time. You have to average it out of the year. Gender says $1 is 115 rubles. The whole transport sector is in crisis. The shiny bridges are badly built, and the railway makes huge losses and has a massive debt. Airlines are going bust. Crikey. We're messed up, aren't we, big time? Everything's messed up. And obviously with China that as well. Ruble last I said was very low. And who said some said when I was when Spotify says when I was first in Russia, it was 7 rubles. I take it for the dollar. Good times back then. Instagram vodka. Yeah, my son. It's like, for instance, my son went to Poland, and you couldn't believe it was like 7 of them. We went with student mates. Man, we went to Poland, went out for a meal in Poland, and for 40 quid, all 7 of them had real massive meals. You know, the full works, and loads of alcohol. It cost about 40 quid for all of them. Equivalent of, obviously. They don't deal in sterling. Ooh, that's about point lost in France. He says, I think crypto, I don't do crypto, just so you know, I don't like anything like that, is going to be very interesting to observe. That is. Do you have to go up or down, though? You know, everything is, it's not just Russia's going to be affected by these sanctions, is it? We all are. All the light is fading fast. Obviously, I'll have to sign off when you can't see me. Probably getting grainier and grainier. No, this mean a cut from all sides. Russia will not take no more after a few days. Oh, I see. Oh, because the economy. Queen Larry says, remember HOC on oath. JRM, Jacob's Morgan, yeah, said farming needs to have full factory economics. Okay, it's exactly what's happening. Stuff the farming. That's basically what it is, isn't it? You know, for services industries. Factory economics applied to it. It's the last part of the economy to have it applied, and it will. Yep. It's gone. They've already signed these. This New Zealand one they're signing very soon, and that'll be the end of it. Heather Hank says, Marcus, it would be a good idea to get an unlocked Amazon Fire Stick. Do you know what? I don't even know how it works. Never had anything like that. Well, look, we've got our Netflix and our Amazon TV and all that, the Amazon video thing online. But I have not got a Fire Stick. All our TVs are smart TVs and stuff, and obviously, so is that. Oh, I've got some new speakers coming tomorrow. Tomorrow or the Thursday? No, Thursday. Yeah, or was it tomorrow? Might be tomorrow. No, tomorrow. For my studio. Well, actually, I'm going to take the ones out of my office, which is also very good. They're 6-inch Alesis monitors, and then I've got some new PreSonus ones coming for the for my office where I do my recordings. You have to monitor the sound, you see, is the problem. I just have to say, but when I'm doing my recordings, it just lets sound of my voice, that's what it is. No, I don't. I hate my voice. That's the only thing we deal with this. If you want to try and do a reasonable job, not this, 'cause I'm just on the phone, but when you're making videos and you want to try and do a reasonable job, you kind of like you have to invest in it. It's like when you're doing stuff like on Sunday and you're trying to get everything to come together. You solve one issue and another one crops up, and it all turns to pot. If not, what happens is you end up being like a bowler hat man, and you sit in front of your green screen and you have a big hole in the middle of it. I don't understand how you didn't notice that. Oh, he is a nice lad though. Do you watch? I can't watch him on Saturday morning. I don't participate. I just listen because I'm in the workshop usually, so I can't participate. My hands are covered in glue. You wouldn't need anything else. Just not Netflix, not Amazon. All you need is. Oh, I see. You just need an unlocked Amazon Fire Stick. Can I get? Will they work in France though? Does it matter? Probably don't matter. It could be internet, wouldn't it? So you get an unlocked one. Does that come with a big key? Big metal key? Yeah, well they did, didn't they? They banned some of the crypto trading, didn't they? In China. That big one, what's it called again? Based on the island, one of the islands. Tax haven. Russia is already starving Russia, and will not be able to take it much. No, I know it's sad, Mellow. I don't want people to suffer, And you got a lot of people in the UK they fell in for that trap, didn't they, for Brexit, because they were told life was going to be so much better because they felt they were suffering. They didn't know what suffering was in comparison to a lot of people in other cultures and what have you, and other places in the world. That's real suffering, But it's just people get suckered in. I got suckered in before. My brother-in-law, who was smiles and he's a lovely guy and what have you, and he does it again and does it again, being horrible. Basically screw you over, and you fall for it again. So it does happen. It's getting dark. Oh, the sun's going down. Oh, lights come on. I forgot I've got a light in there. I've got a light. Oh. Oh, it's very well light. So yeah. Did I put my seat in there? Didn't I? I just got to write on the label. Like on that again? I don't know. I keep moving, have I? Russia's problems are already starting. The farming is very primitive there, and many hands are not in the fields and the industry. You might have bitten off more than you can chew. I'll put it in I can see that. So I take it they don't have a lot of high-tech farming. Oh, you hear the birds, can you? They go loopy. When I get... Oh, I've got a door now. Hello, Pandora. You can say hello, Pandora. Come on, then. Oh, it's a good girl. Oh, you want to scratch your bum? Scratch your bum? You scratch it just above the tail and her tongue goes in and out. It's bizarre. She's a funny one, she is. She's our youngest dog, believe it or not, even though she's got a grey beard. Go on. You. So she comes for a little scratch and then she buggers off. So yeah, I don't need to write on here as well, I'm thinking of it, before I'm relying purely on that light. So I can't remember what I put in it. Oh, courgette. I put courgette in there. Zucchini. Need a bit of wood. Cut small bits of wood, I do. Courgette. I find I write everything in French now. Put the extra T and extra E on it. Oh, it's gone dark. Right, so I've got 2 things ready. 2 seeds in to go. I've got to get some more in each day. So, I'll water them as yet. Let's go over here. The light might stay on then. Oh my god, I can't even see. That light's so bright. Crumb. Oh no, it's in my eyes! The light! The light is in! The light! Nature's Child said, let's get this straight. The UK is not at war with Russia. It's kind of a war with Russia, actually, isn't it? I know not full on war, but we're trying to keep out of it in some ways, but obviously we're putting the pressure on and also supplying arms. As far as Russia's concerned, aren't they going to perceive that as we're at war with them? It's a simplistic view, but it does kind of make it feel like that. I can see farming in Russia is in fact very advanced. Look at that one. Oh, I see. So the east was mainly industrial, and then the west was agricultural. Kind of makes sense. I live in Blackpool, but I saw the drone footage from overhead. Oh, what about Blackpool? What, the lights? In Russia, when the body bags, oh god, begin to return from the Ukraine, there will be twice the troubles than he already has. Yeah, because he's trying to perceive it as though it's a great victory, and he published by mistake. Well, so it sounds like by mistake, some news outlet published a victory speech online. And then it rapidly got taken down again. So apparently you still see it. It's on some of the other websites. You can still see that. Well, it's in Russian, so I wouldn't be able to read it. It's all like weird letters. So yeah, he thought everything's going to go swimmingly well, and it's going to be a rapid victory. And as you know, it wasn't, and it isn't. Showing that we say Ukraine used to be known as the breadbasket. Yeah. Understandably so and all, isn't it, really? It's such a shame, though. I don't know. I just don't understand how people can be so barbaric and so, well, horrible. You know, a lot of kids have been killed, for God's sake. Innocents. You know, I know it happens in all wars, but you know, he's trying to make out that there's no, he as in Putin, is trying to make out that they're not targeting civilians, and they clearly are. And as things get tougher, he becomes more of a failure and doesn't get what he wants, the more barbaric he's going to become. Oh, I'll tell you what, the Russian people need this stuff put in their mailboxes and their email boxes and in the Facebook, or their version of Facebook. It's all state owned, isn't it? Propaganda machine. Oh yeah, Zelensky wants to join the EU, done some of a symbolic signing. His application. It's not going to happen because obviously, the EU will not allow. Well, it's in war, especially if it's a threat of war, and now it's in war. That's going to be completely destroyed, isn't it? It's going to be the country's going to be wiped out. It's so dire. We need to make a distinction between Putin and the Russian. Yes, that's very true, Peter. And it will turn against him. Like the anonymous group where they put messages on various political sites and also on various news outlets by hacking them and putting these messages out there. We need more of that. It's not as though they can't actually view or see that the truth. The truth is out there. They've got access to it, but it's curbed somewhat. Like the Twitters and all that. It's just and YouTube and Facebook. Sorry, because they've got their own Facebook. Yeah, it's controlled. Their own algorithms are filtering out stuff that they don't want you to know. But TikTok apparently. I don't know if it's true or not. I heard a hint of it today at TikTok that people will get, like the youngsters are getting a lot of their news from, TikTok videos. Yeah, like there's like the YouTube Shorts that I put up sometimes. I don't know why actually YouTube Shorts, and little short videos, and like user created content or user produced content or user made content. Where people go with their phones and they're just videoing what's in front of them, and it's the truth. It's kind of like that's what we need to be getting out of there because it's undeniable. Although saying that, they'll just say it's from 2014, wouldn't they? Or something stupid. Oh no, that's old. Yeah, that never happened. But they can, I had that little clip of that woman saying that Russia's never done anything like this. Russia wouldn't do this. We would not invade another country. Blah 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 blah. And yet they've done it in 2014 and 2008. And yet we did nothing about it. Come back. The anti-EU extremist rhetoric has been put on the back burner. Oh no, they're still out there. They're still doing it. I still keep finding it. But obviously at the moment it's like it gets swamped out. They're probably in the same problem like with a lot of the other channels where they're not getting their message out because the message... If I go, for argument's sake, if I do a search on anything regarding Brexit or anything like that, I get... This morning when I had a look, just for mainstream news, all I got was them in the Express. It's all sponsored content. Sponsored. It's just masses and masses. It's just because they've got money. They've got backing. So they can push... it's the propaganda again, isn't it? It's like Russia Today. Is the Express. I just ordered a book. Actually, my son's ordered a book. I don't know if you know. It's it's called Sunburn. That's by James Felton as well. So I'm going to pick that up when I go to the UK. It's basically a chronological breakdown of the Sun tabloid newspaper. So page by page, headline by headline. Well, yeah, front page by front page probably. It looks like fun. Joe Merrill says, I can't wait for the dust to settle and the blame game of the Russian payroll in the UK begins, and that will be nice. Yes, Prime Minister, yes. Well, they're all corrupt anyway in our government anyway, aren't they? You think of Jake Rees-Mogg, I did a video about him the other day. They're just entwined with the oligarchs and Russian industry. I know that Jake Rees-Mogg sold loads of his shares, or got rid of a load of his shares, dumped a load, didn't he? But obviously, for obvious reasons. He's obviously getting a bit worried. Show him for what he is. He's a traitor. That's what you are, Jacob Rees-Mogg. You're a traitor. You know, what we've been doing all these years, buying stuff from Russia. Well, we've been funding their campaign, haven't we? Londoner. Boris learned from one all the time he spends with KGB agents. Propaganda. Well, it's like that interview that he had, and I quite often use in my clips, don't it, about just blast the media with gaff after gaff, and they'll be in despair. They don't know. They've got nowhere where to turn. So, M. Carpenter says, I'd like the EU to try and broker a peace deal. EU gets back to promoting peace with after Germany's turnabout. Great Britain needs to repair the damages done by Brexit. War of words with the EU. I think that knife has gone right deep now, hasn't it? Been twisted and all. Joey Merrill says, in fact, Russians and Ukrainians working here fit in our society because they are industrious and calm most of the time, and people like them. I think the mindset is very fair enough. Don't get me wrong, I haven't got a problem with Russians as a whole. I have if they support this war big time, obviously. Yeah, Miller says we need Rambo to get Putin. He's a bit old now. Especially the younger generation has access from Tony Eraser. Especially the younger generation has access to social media, etc., due to VPNs, yes, virtual private networks, where you can hide your IP. And those are the brave Russians who literally risk. Yes, they do. Russians living here, working as doctors, bricklayers, you name it, are a bit like us. Well, of course they are. It's people, for God's sake. They've got families, they've got kids, they've got, wives, what have you, homes. They don't know what's going on around them, do they? No, I think you're right, London. There's no chance of being ousted. Putin cares for more. Sorry. I'm not listening to that, Gary. That's a load of bullshit. Sorry. Absolute rubbish. Putin just cares for himself. He's been extracting money from the people for decades. Going to his own back pot. And Russia is a cash cow for Putin. Sorry, but he is. QA Library says to M. Carpenter, I know farmers switched to solar and other crops, hence why the UK wheat price is going up as well. Yeah, well, it'll go up because they can't get it from Eastern Europe. Obviously the price will go up anyway. Supply and demand, isn't it? It's a simple business. Yeah, Estewitz says Putin still enjoys military support. On the whole, he does, doesn't he? But some of them have actually been laying down their weapons and surrendering. There's a lot of Russians have been trying to, via Mexico, going to the US to try and seek asylum. Asylum? Yeah, right. Joe Merrill says, I think Putin is living in the past, but his people are living in today. I don't think it will work. Money can't pay everything, I'm afraid. But fear does, that's the problem. He might be living in the past, but he controls people through fear. It's exactly what he's doing to us now. We're not stepping in and doing anything. The reason why we haven't put boots on the ground because of fear. Because we're frightened we're going to get nuked. Plain and simple. That's the only reason we haven't gone in. And obviously because of what's going on in Iraq, must interfere with other people's wars and stuff like that. I don't know what we're supposed to do, to be honest. What is the answer? When I see makes me really angry. When I read the stories or see the kids getting murdered, because that's literally what it is, murder. It's not war. They're murdering people. That's civilians. That's murder. Going in, or civilian casualties. How's that casualty? That's you try to kill somebody. That's murder. Murderous arsehole. Sorry, but anyway, when I see these pictures of the kids being murdered, and then you see how they were, these kids were, how they played, and little video clips of them having fun with their siblings and all that, and just being children. And the next thing you see is them dead. Oh, I'll not talk about that. That's too morbid. It's horrible. It's too sad. Well, where am I? Come back. I'm scrolling up and down, I am. Joe Maros says, what I'm afraid is that this, with Putin, will be like with Stalin, and when he was dying in his study, and the people were afraid to even go near him. Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem. He's just too rich, isn't he? He don't care. He don't care about the people. The problem, what he will care about is whether the people are so up, they end up pushing him out. He wants control and power. You cannot hurt Putin by cutting off supplies or money or stuff like this. Now, Putin, but you do hurt Putin in a way. You don't hurt him personally, but you will hurt him by, he'll lose support. He's got to eventually. Oh, crikey. Oh, God. Sorry, I'm going to have to... Bear with me, I'm just going to have to get rid of him. Right, okay, Spartafly... sorry, that's total rubbish. Or did you hear Churchill say we should be scared of beaches? Beaches, Britain should always surrender. We'll fight them on the beaches. Putin will have plenty of time to do more and more damage to himself. I think he's put himself in a box, but the problem with that is it makes him more dangerous. Right in the corner and all that. I'm afraid is that Putin will be like, don't ready. Will all them Tory MPs give back all that Russian money? Yeah. In some place, Ian Blanford said it was about 2.3 million, didn't he? That's probably more than that. That's what we know of. There's a lot of games of tennis with Boris Johnson in it, anyway. I thank Heather. No, my eyes were starting to bleed. I'll take it to Gary. Putin's aim is to get control, then he can control business. All resources will have the money as well. Yeah. Hello, Adam. Adam Adele. The thing is, his industry is going to be worth nothing at this rate. apart from obviously the oils and people, they're always going to want oil, always going to want gas. But other industries, like for instance, manufacturing and stuff like that, well, you can go elsewhere, can't you? You just won't buy from Russia. People, I've cancelled my subscription to that bit of software. I'm using a different bit of that software now. I know it's a tiny example, but they've been ostracised by not just by industry, but by people as well. Putin acts like a classic bully, yes. A bully with nukes. See, he only knows strength. That's the problem with someone like that. But he's got the ultimate weapon. It's just... There's been times when... I think I mentioned this before, actually. Because I was small at school, I always get picked on by the idiots, but I was strong. And there's one lad who's constantly, every day, would kick me up the back. And you got your bag on your back, or whatever. You kick the bag and kick your butt and stuff constantly. Well, one day I just had enough, and I just turned on him and I grabbed his arm, pushed him up, and they broke up an arm. But in front of the big, and we ended up being friends after. That's the crazy thing. I think that's just getting his respect, and it was just usual. You say school playground tactics, isn't it? You always have those friends around him. I can't remember his name. To go around, like a little gang, How old was I then? Been about 13, 14. And it just got too much. But I was strong. I wasn't very big, but I was strong. And anyway, he got his cuppings. I never wished a mortal disease on anyone. But I'm sorry. I think we should all get together now and just wish some kind of disease on Putin. He's not a person. Anyone who's willing to kill for the sake of profit, because that's what he's doing, and power, profit and power. He gains his profit, his power from his people, but also gains his profit from his people as well, because he's extracting money from them. Navalny pretty much made that bloody clear, didn't he? It was Navalny who exposed all the aerial footage of his big old mansion that he had, that Putin was having built out of, the Russian people's money. The Russian people living, not everyone, obviously, but a lot of the Russian people living in very basic means. They're really simple lives. They don't, Very few own the property. They all rent. Steve said, pardon me, that is turning things upside down. Putin underestimated Ukraine. They did, yeah. NATO and the EU. We are strong and agile. He did cock up. You are right there. What's Steve say? I didn't see that. Steve, what did you say? What did you say, Steve? Can't find it though. Oh, here you go. I think M. Carpenter's point is that Putin is currently still capable of doing a lot more bad stuff. He is. The West clearly seriously underestimated. I would say the West has underestimated him in the sense of up to now. But there's been a big wake-up call. I think we've allowed it to fester. We've allowed him to gain a massive force with our money. We've effectively been funding Vladimir Putin to this point. It makes us complicit because we didn't see or smell the roses. We knew what he was like from day one. We knew what the bloke was like. Pretty much, didn't we? End of the day, he invaded Georgia, he invaded Crimea. It's not exactly. It's not very friendly, is it? Oh, I've got a strange person coming. Oh, she's in a dressing gown. Oh, saucy. You come all the way out here in your dressing gown to bring me a coffee. Isn't that sweet?
Yeah.
Good, it's all.
You
Yeah, in a minute, yeah. Your lips sore?
Yeah.
Good.
I think that's your workshop.
What? See, got sore lips. What have you been doing in there to get sore lips?
Daddy's in here, look. Wally.
No, you won't come. No, don't. He'll just
Wally.
walk back in again. Hello, Wally. He won't stay in there, Caroline. Hello, Wally. Oh, Bear as well. I've got more now. Sorry. Where were we anyway? It's not an either or. The West definitely underestimated Putin, and Putin has underestimated both Ukraine. Yeah, that's exactly. I think it's both ways, isn't it? Team Wally! Yep, it is. Okay, then. Just leave the door open. Yeah. I don't know. We can all speculate and how we got to this point, but it's quite. Some of it's obvious and some of it's just. What's really going through that man's head? Still doing the same today. Am I Arcus or Marcus? Are we support and kowtow to Saudi? We do. Look at that poor journalist who got chopped up. Yemen, yeah. And lots of kids slaughtered, but yeah, because it's not Europe. We're not talking about it because it's not Europe. I know it's not right, and you are right. 100% right. It's like Syria and stuff. We don't talk about it enough. I protested the Americans. I protest the Russians. I hate, but no, 100% right, Joey. It's horrible. We need to be able to get on. But the thing is, we've got tyrants. We've got these. Was he here? He's gone. Oh, he's gone. I've got to grab him. Yeah, I don't know. I just can't. I find it quite difficult to comprehend why we can't just shake hands and have a group hug. And then give him ricin. So why don't we take a step back and talk and stop promoting more fighting? The problem is, though, it's like they've left the talks open, haven't they, with Ukraine and Russia, on the border of Belarus, and nature's child. And the thing is just they know for well it's fruitless, absolutely fruitless. It's just playing lip service because Russia's hell bent on their goal, and Ukraine is hell bent on not letting go of their country. And why would they? We're not talking about really a negotiation. This is an invasion. They're trying to steal their country from them. It's not the same. Maybe if the EU cut the deal instead of the US, there might be more trust. Maybe. Get Macron to send Macron in. And they have a chat over that oversized table or desk, whatever it was. A lot of Russians are conscripts and then indoctrinated with propaganda. Yeah, brainwash. You're right. I tried to talk to. Proposing trying to talk to Putin is advocating to make the same mistake again. I suppose you're right. So what are you saying? You just need to go in there and because that'd just be it's an invasion of Russia then, isn't it? And then they are talking about World War III and a very high risk of nuclear, if not a dead cert. Just one day changed politics in Germany. 100, yes, it did. And that is quite an achievement and one that did not expect from Schultz. No. He woke up very quickly. So now they're going to be investing in their own forces, obviously as part of their, at least the 2% they're supposed to be doing, because they're at 1/2 or something stupid, weren't they? Old Trump, didn't he? The very clever man. People. TV. Or was it wet water? I can't remember now. But yeah, he's trying to get them to commit to more. Commit to the 2%. Which I suppose is the point, really. if you're all supposed to be working together, you're talking about GDP, and it depends what your GDP is. But I suppose that Germany's GDP was very high, really at the time. Maybe not so much now. Not with lots of huge amounts of gas have been making it harder to trade because of the SWIFT payment system. It's just like a messaging system, isn't it? Whereas just like a way of confirming payments that the money's there. Okay, you can have the money. The West has to keep up with the heat on Russia. No rest. That is the only way to deal with their advance. We have to turn the people of Russia against Putin. That's the only way to get them out. And the oligarchs. Don't give them time to get their blooming boats out. Who heard about the engineer who tried to sink an oligarch's floating gin palace? He opened up all the seacocks in the engine room. Tried to flood it. I got him out though, and he's obviously been arrested. That'd been so funny. As long as nobody got killed. He did warn them though. He warned his crew because he was a crew member. He warned the other crew members, "Get off the boat now. I'm gonna sink it." Because it belongs to a Russian. The owner of the ship had an arms company. It was basically making the missiles for Russia. For Putin. QA Library says Babin Yar Holocaust Memorial is built on Europe's largest mass grave of the Holocaust, where Nazis' death squads killed more than 33,000 Jewish people in the space of just 2. Oh God. Estewit says that the problem with the 2% is that it's only done. Yeah, it was to be done by 2024. At the time, it was agreed, and we were hit with. Yeah, good point. And then the pandemic. So obviously, the GDP, the gross domestic product, wouldn't have been as high, would it? So it wouldn't have been 2% of what? End of the day, it's like foreign aid, isn't it? They're going on about foreign aid, and it's only reflective of your GDP. It's got nothing to do with the amount of money you're borrowing either. It's yeah. So Spartafly replying to M. Carpenter, deals with Putin have not worked in the past. Why would they work? No, I think they would, not with him. He's fixed on what he wants to achieve and his goals, and he can go waver from that. He never has he? Putin has never lost a war, which is quite frightening. He's ruthless. He doesn't value life, and he doesn't value the life of his own people. So, a man like that, how can you think he's going to worry about some sort of negotiation? He isn't, unless he's benefiting. So there'll be no guarantee, there'll be no money, and this is what Putin has just lost. They import parts and maintenance and also technology. They've lost access to masses of technology from the US. It's actually used in a lot of their military. I find absolutely flabbergasting. See you tomorrow, Heather. You take care now. And I'll check out the Amazon Fire Stick. I will go in a minute anyway, because I was being beckoned by the missus. She said, "You come in a minute." In her dressing gown, in the cold. It's been a beautiful day. It's a really sunny day, but when the sun goes down, at the moment it's freezing my kajibas off at the moment. I'll tell you what, my old ball sack looks like Nigel Farage's now. One's gone back into its home. It's retracted. Adam Abel. Germany has no use of a large army. It can't go outside of Germany. Attack other countries. By law, it's in the Constitution. Yeah. They do not want to be perceived. They don't want that. They've still got the hang up, haven't they, of Hitler. the Hitler hang-up. It's quite frightening, isn't it? It's just... the whole thing is frightening. We're all subjected to some form of propaganda, Spotify. The BBC chucks a load out. From what I can tell. Although they might not now, since they lost a load of their funding. So how do you bring the BBC on side? What you do is you remove their money to make it more antagonistic towards the government. That does make a lot of sense to me. Can't make deals with a madman. No, you're probably right, Frankie. Hello, Frankie. Javier. You did not stick them either. No. Oh, deals with Putin has not worked in the past. What do you mean we didn't stick to him either? Carpenter. Can make deals with a madman. Oh, you've answered that as well, sorry. Which international contract did we not keep? We got our own propaganda. We're manipulating. And we are as we are. I can't argue with that. I'm not. You won't manipulate me. No. Tony Ray says 2% of the military spending in Germany was long overdue. The 100 billion are more interesting, but will be used mainly for repairs of the underfunded army. Our army couldn't defend anything at the moment. Well, I think they're a bit more worried now. We bombed Yugoslavia. We bombed lots of places. There was Brexit propaganda. There was lots of that. Oh my god! And they couldn't even quote. Whenever you what EU law did you? Yeah, can you tell me one EU law? Oh well, no. But Brexit means Brexit. Just want my Brexit. I don't know what it means, but I just want it. Sounds so dreamy. Such a romantic vision is Brexit. Just want my Brexit. I do hear where you're coming from. You are right. We do need to talk more peace, really. Evan Carpenter. I don't know how it's going to work with someone like Putin. That's the problem, I think. I think we're all sort of like, racking our brains over it and we just can't see a way out. Yes, Germany has made a pledge in its constitution to never again attack one of its neighbours. Von Deutschem Boden darf nie wieder Unkrieg. I can't say that. Blimey. I struggle with English, let alone French and German. Abner. Unpopular view, but I suspect there wouldn't be such an outcry if Ukrainians weren't white. I don't know. I think this is just because they're in Europe, and also we're trading with them heavily trading with them as well. Never's been in the past. BAE Systems missiles killed 22 school kids on a bus in Yemen. Outcry seriously absent. See, the thing is, we don't see the problem. Part of the problem is the media suppresses all this stuff, and then we don't see it. You know, you might get a glimpse of it online or something like that, but you very rarely get this stuff. Especially when you've got Brexit going on, the media is so swamped. You've got the gaff thing as well, haven't you? You know, Boris Johnson with his gaffs, constantly filling up. And now you got Jacob Rees-Mogg sliding down zip wires as well. They're all doing it. They're all at it down zip wire. You know. Anyway, I'm going to go in. I'm absolutely freezing. My dog was here 2 seconds ago, and he's gone again. So, anyway, nice seeing you all. Seeing you all, nice. And I'll probably go online again tomorrow. I didn't upload a video today. I was meant to. I had everything sorted out and I didn't do it. Silly me. 60% of helicopter are not able to fly, says Tony. Most of our ships can't sail due to corrosive damage. Yes. They haven't even got the anodes. Yes, we put zinc anodes on so you don't... they're supposed to be replaced every so often and they disappear. A lot of these ships get the rudders and all sorts of stuff all rotting away. They get eaten by the electrolytes or something, some kind of osmosis type stuff, I don't know. Most of our ships can't sail due to corrosive damage. Absolutely, we don't need a means of attack, but our army is obliged to defend via the Constitution. Oh, is this in Germany? Sorry, sounds like the UK. That does. So if the EU agreed to no NATO expansion for 50 years, and Russia pulls out of Ukraine, would you say no? It's not going to happen. I think the NATO's a smokescreen. I really do. He's looking for excuses. He's always looking for excuses. This old Putin. So, if that was true, I probably wouldn't say no, considering what's going on. But the people would. They they've still got the threat of war. One of the people walking to the, he's going to have to go back again because he's a Ukrainian male. He says, "I'm happy about the war. We've been living in the threat of war for a very long time, and now people get to see exactly what's going on." That's what he said. I don't quite agree, but in Germany, doesn't help if they don't have the money to buy them. No, it doesn't. The economy everywhere is buggered, isn't it? It's just the amount of money that's been borrowed is just mind-bending. What the UK are doing, they're hiding it in bonds. You don't get to see exactly what the borrowed money is. They're basically making money by saying, "Oh, okay, here's $1 trillion. Well, now buy a bond with it." So it never really enters you never really see it. And then they borrow at the base on the back of these bonds that they've got. It's just circular money. It's not even real money. It's nothing there. It's just ridiculous. That's Andrew Bailey for you, Bank of England. Germany has been responsible for aggressive wars from the 1860s to the World War I and World War II. Hence the restriction. It's not the country. Wars are started by leaders, not by countries. If you're going to start an invasion, it is. It's not necessarily. Oh, I think I've got someone coming. Let me finish my coffee and I'll be there.
I've done you some tea.
Can you see her? She's got a head. Oh, you can't see her. If I go for them up and see her. She's got a head poking through the hole. Well, she did. Oh, anyway, I'm going to call her tonight for now. And she's told me, "I've made you some tea," which is very kind of her, so I better have my tea. And besides, I'm freezing. The sun's gone down, it's gone really cold. So anyway, thanks for being here, and I'll probably go live again tomorrow, but I need to sort some videos out for tomorrow as well, so I've got lots to do. So ta-ta!